It feels like a lifetime ago at this point that I started trying to figure out just exactly how this thing works. This is Kama's OBD2 harness, the one that they made to get the Volt, the Chevy Volt, not the Bolt, the Volt, working again. It contains a gateway between the single wire low speed CAN bus and one of the unused high speed buses that are available on the Black Panda and the Uno. I needed to replicate that. I had the idea for doing it before this was released. I was going to use a microcontroller. This one doesn't. I had a heck of a time finding what all the chips were. Well, I've now discovered what they all are, and I think I'm going to be able to make a little tiny board that will be part of the harness adapter for not just the Chevy Bolt. I understand that there has been some resistance to even considering supporting the Chevy Bolt, but pretty much any other GM vehicle that uses a front-facing camera and does not have radar. GM appears to be moving in the direction of using front-facing cameras and camera-based automatic cruise, adaptive cruise. So that's kind of the future, and what I intend to build, hopefully, is going to, I don't want to say it's going to be future proof, but future-ish. Do you like my redneck data center? Don't judge me for my cables. I haven't done the management yet. Anyway, you may have noticed the channel name finally changed. We are now operating under the Standback Labs umbrella, where we get to do all kinds of fun things. So several people have asked me if I was still working on it, and I would say it's been on hold because I've been trying to get this wacky, I don't know if you want to call it a business venture or what, spun up. It's just about there. I just finally got the website looking nice. That is standbacklabs.com. There's still a little bit of lorem ipsum on it, but at least it doesn't just look totally silly. I actually had a guy on Fiverr do it for me because I can't do web design, and he did it in like a day. I was shocked. It's like nothing for him. It was awesome. Anyway, he even brought over posts from the Schuler Enterprises blog, so I guess I can almost consider decommissioning that. I don't know. So, things are going to continue. Now that I am back on the path and I know what all the chips are and what they do on this thing, I should be able to add that gateway to the harness connector. It's going to have a circuit board on it. There's one other thing I have to consider, and that is there's a possibility that, I don't know if, I did mention this in a previous video, that I finally made the steering fix that should have been upstreamable. I hope it's upstreamable. I got a little bit of pushback that the code changes I made in the Panda are not 100% safety related. I don't know if something's changed since the last time that I worked on it. I haven't gotten an update in a while, but they were pretty busy with the Comic-Con convention, and I hear all kinds of really cool stuff was announced. There's a new Kama 3. I've heard that it doesn't use Android anymore. It uses Ubuntu straight out, which is, that's going to be awesome for everyone. They're not probably going to want to support the Bolt. I guess George made a sort of snide comment about, if you have a Bolt, sorry. But I don't know. I'm still hopeful. The 2022 Bolt is out now. And the 2022 Bolt has, what's that called? Super Cruise as an available option. Or Adaptive Cruise. If not Super Cruise, at least it has Adaptive Cruise finally. Camera-based Adaptive Cruise. Because they haven't changed much in the drivetrain since the thing first came out, there's a possibility that the 2022 firmware can be flashed onto, say a 2019, to add the necessary actuators for gas and brake. Fingers crossed. Since I can't drive and the resale value on my Bolt is like $12,000 at this point, I might be willing to take the risk and cross flash my own. Do a little self-experimentation. This is a big if, but big if, but anyway, it's a big if. If it works, there's a tiny possibility of getting pre-2022 Chevy Bolt EVs upstreamed. It's tiny. We got to get them to upstream the steering fix first. And that steering fix applies to not just the Bolt. There's Escalades that have the steering issue. There's Equini. Is that the plural of Equinox? Equini? That have the steering issue. It seems like some of the newer steering columns are having this steering issue, which I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the pull request, but it's really a bug. It's a bug in GM's code on the steering column. They're not following the rules for the CAN bus protocol. So we have to cross our fingers that Comma will accept the pull request. Or at least, maybe it needs some changes or something. I don't know. Cross our fingers that they accept it. Let's cross our fingers that I don't destroy my car in a crazy attempt to flash it with firmware from 2 model years newer. Considering the car has been essentially holding down the driveway for the last, 6 months? Something like that? 3 months? 6 months? It's not a huge loss if it is bricked in my mind. If it is bricked, then I can just use it as a giant battery pack. It's probably worth more as a battery pack, honestly. The good news is, as far as I know, nothing has changed with regard to the interface with the harness. And we will be able to use not this harness, not the OBD2 harness, but the adapter that I'm planning to build will work with Comma's standard box harness that works with all the other cars. And it should work in the same capacity as all the other cars. A lot of finger crossing. Even without Comma's support, we're still going to be able to make it happen. It's just going to be a lot easier with Comma's support. So I don't want to have to maintain a separate branch and update it every time they make updates. I want to fix the problem and hand it off. So if I can't hand it off to them, hopefully I can find somebody to hand it off to. We'll see. I think that is enough yammering for now. I hope that this can give you guys a little hope. I hope I can give you hope. If you like what I'm doing, thumbs up. If you don't like what I'm doing, thumbs down. Comment below. You can subscribe if you want to see more. If you really want to see more, become a Patreon supporter. Patreon.com/StandbackLabs. Or, you can just watch and see what happens. Either way, I appreciate everyone. I appreciate your continued support. Thank you to all my current Patreon supporters. I should say our current Patreon supporters. I guess you could say my son is an honorary employee. Gosh. All right. So, that is enough. That is enough rambling for one day. Future videos are not going to have so much rambling because we're Stand Back Labs now. We're not just crazy guy with green hair. As always, thanks for watching.